Nowadays, our digital world moves in a very fast pace. Facebook release a new product, a new features every second, every minute. Same to the other products as well, like Netflix or Google, right? Then I think the key question is that how can we effectively manage the product backlog and deliver to the end user, to the clients effectively. So today we're gonna have an interview with Ankur. Very nice to meet you.
Thank you for having me here.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, could you please introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Ankur. I'm a product manager in Monash University, working in eSolutions, and I look after all the education applications that are being used in the university. My prime objective is to ensure that we deliver the features that are useful and will help students and academic in their learning and teaching experience.
Okay, I see. And yeah, so why the product management is so important? Why do we need the product manager role within the software development team? Yeah.
Well, with the changing times, Agile has evolved. And when you're doing delivery, product manager is a key conduit between the business and the delivery team. Primarily, the job involves liaising with business, understanding the requirements, what are the next initiatives are, and working with them to design a roadmap. And also to engage with the teams in day-to-day activities, guiding them, setting up the priority, so that when the end product is delivered, the maximum value is realized. So as a product manager, my key focus is on the value and getting the best use of the resources that we have.
Okay, I see. And can you give us some example? How do you develop the product roadmap? Yeah. How does it look like actually? Yeah.
Okay, I'll probably take an example. We recently did Moodle 4.1 release.
Okay,
so
sure.
That was a big project. So how do you start? How did we start on that? I think let's take a sneak preview. There was a robust feedback from the users that included students and staff about the user experience that they had. So we had an opportunity of doing this technical upgrade. So we thought we'll leverage that opportunity and we'll implement those feedbacks. So in doing that, we had a significant number of workshops with identified stakeholders.
Identify the stakeholder. And who are the main stakeholder for the Moodle 4.1 upgrade?
Primarily, we categorize the users into three categories. One is the business users, like the direction from the university where we want to head towards. Then we have technical user group who support Moodle, who developers, QAs, and even the operational people. And the most important one are the end users who are our academic and student. So the most critical part was because it's such a big number, we needed to identify the stakeholders who can contribute towards the development of the product. So we really worked closely with the respective faculties to get the members who can contribute towards the development.
I see.
And also we ask students for their nominations who would like to contribute towards this journey to make product useful for the next students.
Yeah, I see. And once you identify the stakeholder for this product, right? How do you elicit the requirement? How do you know that what do they want? Yeah. I think asking the right question is so important, but also challenging as well.
Absolutely, right? Stakeholders can ask you for things like, there's always a perception of what I need.
Yes,
but that might not be exactly true what they need.
Yes.
So that's where requirement elicitation becomes more important and trying to just not take the verbal things, what I said, okay, can you give me a certain button or a certain color text font? It's really trying to deep dive and understand why is that needed? What problem is it trying to solve? Are there other options? So it's probably we use different techniques in elicitation. Could be focus groups, could be your workshops, one-on-one interview.
Okay.
We even review if there's a process that's going on, we even review the process things and look for optimization and see what's happening. So it's a combination of things rather than just asking an easy question and getting things. It's more of asking why. Five whys probably.
Okay.
Like why do you need it? Why? Where does it help? And to get the right bottom of the point where the problem is, rather than just taking the perceived problem, what is being perceived as a problem.
Okay, I see. And then what's next? Yeah, after you identify the stakeholder, you elicit the requirement, and then what is the next step? Yeah.
So
as a product manager.
Exactly. So as a product manager, the first thing that comes is really defining a product vision and the product roadmap. So in this case, we really wanted to design a contemporary ecosystem, which offer systems that will enable or set up a new benchmark for learning and teaching in the world-class digitally enabled university. So we worked with the key senior business stakeholders initially, put them in a room for 2 days, had workshops, brainstorming session, just to ask what the problems are, what's digital feedback. And in that particular workshop, we identified themes, like key themes, and what should our roadmap look like. So once we have a roadmap, really, everything is not possible in a short span of time. Then comes prioritization at an initiative level first. Like, what is the initiative that's going to return most value, or how will it benefit most of the students? That's the first part, and that's where we classify. Initiative A is very important. Initiative B can come thereafter. Initiative C. But that's really the side where you're working with business and in stakeholders and prioritizing what's needed, and setting up a vision, right? And then this vision is brought to the team, probably the delivery team, because it's very important for the people who are working in the solution. They need to align to the vision, right? They need to understand the end goal. It's just not about the
what needs to be done, but why we need to develop it as well. I see.
And it's all about the journey. If you have an end goal in mind, you might at times think you will not take a shortcut because you know what the end goal is. If people don't understand the product vision, they might take some shortcuts initially that might not lead to the final destination.
So how long does it take actually to develop the product roadmap? Is like a year or less than that?
Well, it's an ongoing exercise, right? It's a live document because things change, right? AI came or things came day in day.
Probably I should ask as well because this is a big project, right? So how do you document the requirement, the artifacts, and everything? Do you have like a tool support or not? Google Drive, Google Docs, or what kind of tools do you use?
So we use Agile as a delivery mechanism here, right? So how do we form document requirements are in the form of the user stories. Really.
User story.
So a very high level, we have a kind of high level requirements are captured in an initiative, like kind of what we are trying to achieve, what's going to business value it's going to give. And further initiatives are broken into the epics. Basically, it's really breaking and slicing it down. And then each epics are broken down to the individual stories, individual piece of work. So it's all in Jira. We use Jira, and it's in the form of user stories, all the requirements.
Can you give us an example? Like, let's say this is the feature name, this is the epic name, and we come up with this kind of user story. For example, as a student, I want to do blah, blah, blah. So that, blah, blah, blah.
Again, I'm going to take 4.1 example probably. One of the features that we delivered was the consistent unit templates for all the faculties. All the students just get to see exactly the same template, so they have a consistent experience, right?
Template, you mean the Moodle template?
The Moodle pages which students use in learning, right? So prior to this, Moodle, different units had a different appearance, So we kind of structured those units. Now, it doesn't matter what unit you're studying, the student's going to have a consistent experience. Like, it'll be very easy for them to find where my assessment links, where my learning content lives, what I'm going to achieve when I'm learning, or what are my key dates. So what we did really, the initiative was really delivering the consistent templates. That was the initiative which has a value that it's going to reduce cognitive load on the student mind. They're going to have a better experience. They know where to find the content when they're learning the unit. Right? So then come the epic. Now what we did is really in the epics, we broke it based on the key functions. What it's going to deliver. So in this example, we really sliced it based on the features that we're going to implement. Like we had 7 tabs, basically. You have unit dashboard, you have unit information, then you have got learning pages, you've got schedule, you have got assessments. So those were kind of epics for us, telling these are the epics and what business value it relies. And then it's going to feature, right? What is exactly going to happen in that under that epic?
Exactly.
Like for example, on the unit dashboard, I want to see all my summary, like how many weeks I'm going to study, what's current week. So when you're writing a story, you say, as a student, I would like to know the information of my current week, a brief summary of my current week. And then obviously a story is followed by acceptance criteria, where the sort of acceptance criteria you say.
Right. Yeah. You're right. Yeah. This is what we teach within the unit as well. We start from the epic and then the feature name, the epic breakdown into the user story. And then for each of the user story, we need to write what is the acceptance criteria as well. Yeah. But can you give a more concrete example, like one user story and how the acceptance criteria look like?
Yep.
Yeah.
So in this example, as I said, right, the user story was as a student.
As a student,
When I navigate to the unit dashboard, I should see the week I'm currently in and a brief summary of the week.
Okay.
That's kind of user stories. And then when you write ACs, it's kind of a given when then format. That's most prescriptive, I believe. So saying given I'm logged in Moodle as a student,
I should see that.
When I navigate to the unit that I am enrolled in, and I click on dashboard, then I should see. And it doesn't end here, right? It has to go to the details saying what you should see, what color font, what size. If you have any UI, UX screen that needs to be attached to the story as in,
Right. So once you develop the user story and the acceptance criteria, then the software engineers, the development team just pick up that story and then implement the feature. Is that correct?
Yes. So once the story is created, we have a backlog refinement session. It's groomed. It's groomed. And when we are doing grooming exercise, we bring in all the team, includes developers, testers, operations, because everyone has their own role to play in a story. And everyone comes with a different set of questions. So we groom them together and then we prioritize based on the product roadmap or delivery. And then once it is prioritized, it is brought into the sprint, and that's where team picks up based on the capacity.
And how often you do the backlog grooming? Like every day or every week?
Now we do every week, so we kind of have a 1 hour session every week where we bring in new stories or we discuss a story that has come in. Enrich
Is it different from agile ceremony as well, or are they the same?
It's one of the agile ceremonies, right? So agile ceremonies, we have a stand-up, which is daily 15-minute exercise talking about what I have done, what I'm going to do today, and what my blockers are. Whereas this is more focused on ensuring we have a healthy backlog, because we want to have a healthy backlog so that at least for the next 2 weeks, so that team is very clear of the priority. We don't change things last minute. So it's being planned and organized. It helps us.
I see. And how do you prioritize the backlog? Do you have do you use the Moscow framework, that kind of thing?
Yep. So now when it comes to the story prioritization, it's really we use Moscow, and the classic example is basically we want to deliver minimum viable product first to realize that we call it as MVP, to use the maximum value of the product that's being used, because we want to roll it out to the end users and get an early feedback and adapt to it. So obviously we do Moscow, mustard, but it's based on the feature, like in 4.1.
Based on the feature.
Based on 4.1. Now we knew that we were going live for students in November. So what we did is primarily, like before students come into the Moodle, there was a feature that was needed for an academic to go in there, create their content, and ensure that it's ready. So when we are prioritizing it, we ensured that we prioritize the academic facing must-haves first, and thereafter the student facing. So it really aligns with what your roadmap is, what your goal is, and then obviously we use Moscow.
I see. Wow, that's really cool. Okay, and then probably this I don't know whether this is the last step or not, but once the software development team already developed, you already defined the acceptance criteria. So who actually check it whether the feature is developed correctly?
So obviously,
or meets the acceptance criteria.
So it's first of all, right, when it's developed, there's the QAs in the team. They go through the story, read through the story, they execute a test plan. But we also have a sprint showcase, where team goes and demonstrates what has been developed in the last 2 weeks to the product owner. And probably we also get business owners in that meeting. It is how you set up the ceremonies. Like, at times you just get product owner, or at times you get product owner and business owner together. But it's that showcase where, team demonstrates what they have done in last 2 weeks and the feature. And that's where product owner just goes and ensures or signs off saying, yes, it's delivered as per AC or not.
I see. Wow. Thank you so much. So probably this is the last question now. What is the biggest challenge to be in a product manager role? Is that about like a technical part or the human side, communication within the team, or what is the biggest challenge?
I think it's really, it's the crux of the role is prioritizing and ensuring and understanding the end user sentiment, what they want, Communication is important, collaboration is important. Like there are 3 pillars, If you're not communicating and you're not collaborating, then you might not get the right end product.
That's right.
So communication and collaboration is the key. But it's ensuring that business understands and provides the right input and the team understands and everyone is collaborating towards a common goal. Because if I have a product vision and business doesn't sign up for it, that means we are selling up ourselves for a failure. So it's more about getting everyone aligned towards a common objective and a goal.
Yeah, right. Thank you so much. Yeah, I think today we have learned a lot from you, but what I like the most is that your role is very important because you want to ensure that how can we deliver the most values of the product to the customer, to the clients, within the time frame. And you have to perform lots of activities as well, identify the stakeholder, elicit the requirement, prioritize the backlog, that kind of thing, estimate the task, everything. Wow, that's a big task for you. Okay, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you, Dr. Clark.
Thank you.